Annapolis, the news starts now.
An important trip. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. President Trump on the way to Asia with stops planned from Malaysia, Japan, and South Korea. The trip includes a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Could be strained since the two countries have been imposing tariffs and limits on exports. But the president told reporters on Air Force One he is optimistic.
We have a lot of things to discuss, including our farmers. We have a lot of things to discuss. The various trade deals that have been made in the past, and some broken, some not broken, but we've got many, many things. I think it's going to turn out to be a very good meeting.
The president saying the U.S. hit China with a 157% tariff, while the Chinese have imposed new tough controls on the exports of rare earth minerals. Hurricane Melissa, meantime, is being forecast to bring severe conditions to Jamaica and in nearby areas of the Caribbean through Tuesday. It could dump as much as 30 inches of rain on some of the islands. Fox Weather hurricane specialist Brian Norcross saying that if the storm makes landfall near the west of Kingston, Jamaica, the capital there, the impact will be severe.
It's hard to imagine how you could have a worse hurricane. If this happens, this will be the worst hurricane in the history of Jamaica since we have records going back.
Told so far at least 3 people in the Dominican Republic are said to have died earlier this week due to severe conditions brought on by the then tropical storm. June Lockhart, who became a mother figure for generations of TV viewers, whether up in the stratosphere and lost in space or at home in Lassie, has died at 100.
Timmy, you mustn't take it so much to heart.
The important thing is that you tried, son. We're proud of you.
Winning the prize isn't the important part. It's entering the competition just as you did.
June Lockhart passing away this past Thursday of natural causes at 100. America's listening to Fox News.
You never know who might be taking the quiz.
Hi, I'm Teresa Giudice.
I'm Clay Aiken.
I am Dre DeMatteo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jill Whelan.
Hey, everybody. It's Billy Baldwin.
It's Patricia Heaton.
Hey, everyone. I'm Nicole Polizzi.
It's Candace Bushnell.
Hey, everyone. It's Henry Golding.
Hey, everybody's Kevin Nealon.
I'm Ted Lange, and it's time to take the quiz.
5 questions in less than 5 minutes every day. Listen and follow at thequiz.fox.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A fatal crash not far from IU. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending this hour. A person is dead from that crash, which happened on I-69 early Saturday morning in Monroe County. It happened heading northbound and forced a section of the highway to close. According to Indiana State Police, a driver was going the wrong way and collided with another car head-on. A Carmel nurse practitioner is arrested after an 8-month-long investigation. Several pharmacies say they started noticing that Catherine Curtis was overprescribing medications and writing fake prescriptions. Police say she was also stealing the identities of other nurse practitioners.
There's systems in place that prevent medical professionals from doing this at the pharmacies. These pharmacists are trained and they're good at their jobs. So when they see these red flags, they begin flagging certain providers.
Curtis faces several preliminary charges, including identity deception and dealing by a licensed practitioner. 2 people are injured after being shot at a home on Indy's west side late Friday night. IMPD officers responded to a home just after 11 to find 2 victims in critical condition with multiple other people at the house at the time, including kids younger than 5 years old. Officers also saw guns inside and outside the home. The Indianapolis Colts are heavy favorites going into their game this afternoon against a division rival in Tennessee. Head coach Shane Steichen told reporters that none of that really matters.
I never look at that stuff. I think every week in this league is a challenge. I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing. Everyone in this league is good. And like I said, it's a division opponent at home. that we got to be ready for.
Sportsbooks have the Colts as 2-touchdown favorites. Kickoff from Lucas Oil Stadium is at 4:25. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies become partly cloudy, low temperatures in the low to mid 40s. And for Sunday, partly cloudy skies are expected, high temperatures getting into the lower 60s for highs. On Wish TV, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's. But that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Honda of Fishers is now Great Lakes Honda of Fishers under new ownership just off State Road 37 or GreatLakesHondaFishers.com for deals like a low monthly payment and 0 down on select vehicles.
Indy Humane. Find your new best friend today. Visit indyhumane.org.
Oh, the posh, travelling life, the travelling life for me. First cabin and captain's table, regal company. Whenever I'm bored, I travel abroad, but ever so properly. Port out, starboard home, posh with a capital P. Oh.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
The hands that hold the scepters.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Saturday Night on the Circle, where I'm the bespectacled curmudgeon, Ethan Hatcher, and producer Gavin is with us this week on the board, getting trained by the dutiful producer, Jack. We got a lot on our plate, including the mayor who continues to have his reputation tarnished as a consequence of his negligent behavior under a long period of time. We're also going to play some key segments from the Mike Bahachek police stop, body cam footage from when he was pulled over in, I believe it was January of this year, 3 times over the legal limit, and play some of his reaction to that. And we're also going to get into the consequence of California's lawlessness costing American civilians yet more lives as they recklessly empower illegal immigrants with upgraded special driving privileges. Thanks for listening to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This week, I'm sure you've already heard that Mayor Joe Hogsett was formally disinvited from the Irvington Halloween Festival. And this is pretty significant because the Halloween Festival is one of the biggest celebrations in the city, and it goes back more than 79 years, as this is the 79th annual Halloween Festival in Irvington. It's beloved, actually one of the largest Halloween festival in the country, brings quite a bit of business to the community, and Mayor Joe Hogsett was asked not to be there by the Irvington Community Council on Wednesday evening. This was hilarious. Some of their letter states, as you are aware, multiple media outlets have documented serious concerns regarding actions taken by your administration, particularly involving your chief of staff, Thomas Carl Cook. Several survivors of these documented incidents and others not yet reported on reside in our neighborhood and have expressed concern about your expected attendance at this year's historic Irvington Halloween Festival, an event run by this organization. In response to a formal request from neighbors and out of respect to the survivors of sexual assault and others affected, the historic Irvington Community Council has voted to formally ask that you refrain from attending any events associated with the 79th historic Irvington Halloween Festival. And while we understand this is a public event, we cannot restrict your attendance. We urge you to consider the impact your presence may have. At best, it would be a distraction, and at worst, it would be re-traumatizing for members of our community. That is a scathing rebuke on the negligence of Joe Hogsett. And yes, they contrived this Democrat-backed investigation by a Chicago law firm, Fisher Phillips, to artificially examine the situation, in which they concluded the city acted within their legal discretion and should make improvements in the future, but no accountability, zero accountability for the overlooking of Thomas Carl Cook, his chief of staff and deputy mayor's antics within City Hall. And as we heard from Mirror Indy, from Indy Star, from other reporters, from women who stepped forward, this guy had a history of this kind of behavior, and Joe Hogsett was willing to overlook that malfeasance because he sought political gain, because this guy was the strategist behind his election. And now people are starting to notice. People are starting to pick up that Joe Hogsett's many failings. His life is a personal train wreck. Wife left him, reported to have a drinking issue. The city's fallen apart at the seams. And then, of course, you had Thomas Carl Cook running around and making staffers feel unsafe within the city county building. And people are starting to rebuke the mayor. Now, the silly thing about this ultimately is, although they are publicly rebuking him, I do believe most of the people in Irvington would willingly vote for him again if it came to re-election. That's kind of the puzzler here. But I mean, it cuts both ways, because you have Republicans who are also acting in a corrupt manner, and because of the political affiliation, because of the deep partisanship, these elected leaders become empowered to be ever more corrupt as a result of our willingness to reelect them in spite of the bad actions that they've committed. Now, Joe Hogsett had a hilarious, somewhat passive-aggressive response to this letter from the Irvington Community Council. It was pretty simple, a response from the mayor's office. Quote, "There's an official process to request the mayor to attend community events. The mayor's office did not receive an invite to this event through that process. As a result, the mayor has conflicts and will not attend the Halloween festival this year," according to a spokesperson. Again, hilarious, because they're trying to say, wow, we didn't want to come to your stinking festival anyway, which is totally out of character for Photo Op Joe, because he loves to get in front of a camera when it benefits him. And this is one of the biggest events in the city, one of the largest Halloween festivals in the country. Of course, the mayor would want to take part of that, but he has shamed himself as a result of his actions, and now, once again, people are starting to stand up and take notice. We had a story development this week. An Indy reporter finally got the body cam footage from the Mike Bahachik DUI incident earlier in this year, when he was pulled over by a state trooper for speeding. He had a concerned citizen call in and report that this individual may be driving under the influence. It was reported that he had an open container in the vehicle, and upon a blood draw test, it concluded he was more than 3 times the legal limit. But the interesting part is, we didn't find out about this for months because of the immunity that legislators have granted themselves within the Indiana Constitution, again, shielding them from accountability. And this was part of the footage in which Mike Bahachik admitted that part of the reason he may have been impaired is because he takes a prescription medication, an opioid, for his back pain.
I don't know how much you have had today, and I mean, obviously everything you say now can't be used against you. I am recording though, so feel free to.
Today?
Yeah.
Are you recording?
I am recording, so you don't have to say anything.
I came home and I think Fran and all my back and some other stuff, and came away last week.
Okay.
So I didn't eat much, I don't drink a lot, so.
Sure. So it could be a combination of both.
I don't understand what I did, but whatever. It's
Well, the reason for the stop was speeding.
Really?
Yeah. You were going 70.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I did not know that. I thought I was going like 50, 55, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Way
Yeah, that's what they all say, Mike.
Yeah, going a little fast and.
No worries. No worries.
Shame. 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 Shame.
And look, that's what every single speeder says. That's not the important part here because, anytime you get pulled over, oh, sorry, officer, thought I was only going, 55 there. Didn't realize was going a little faster. But the fact that he was almost 3 times the legal limit, and that coherent, I think, is indicative of perhaps a pattern of substance abuse. I mean, we can't tell for sure, but there may have been some interface between the pain medication and the alcohol. Again, that's speculative, but what is for certain is the results of the test, which put him at a 0.28, and he could hardly believe it.
Well, you are showing way above the legal limit. 0.08, you're showing a 0.28. 0.28.
Okay.
So
the numbers are the numbers.
Yeah, that's about 3 times.
How much?
3 times.
How much?
3.
So 8.08 is...
0.08 is the legal limit, and 0.28 is what you're showing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Didn't expect that.
If all you had was 1 glass of wine, that was a strong glass of wine. All right, sir, so I get the tax results. 0.28. So...
That boy ain't right. I mean, one thing, again, we know for certain, you don't get a 0.28 from 1 glass of wine. The officer knows it, you and I know it, Mike Behachik knows it too. And if you were that coherent at a 0.28 blood alcohol content level, it is likely that this is not your first rodeo. This is not the first time that you have engaged in this behavior. You've built up a tolerance, and that's all fine. But if it wasn't for the fact that he was behind the wheel, and this is a legislator, and if you or I were caught 3 times the legal limit, we would not be getting treated with kid gloves by the officer who ended up driving Senator Behachik back home in his cruiser. We would be spending the weekend in jail for sure. So the body cam footage was not as shocking as I think many of us anticipated it to be, just because he was so coherent, to the point that the officer who was pulling over the state senator was calling his supervisor, was calling the prosecutor, just to see how they should move forward with probable cause between the speeding and then the report from a concerned civilian. Most importantly, I think here is that everybody turned out all right, that there were no fatalities, but it is no joking matter when somebody drives under the influence, something that we saw this week with a tragic crash in California from illegal immigrant with a CDL that was potentially driving under the influence, something that we'll talk about coming up in the next segment. But we have some more bad behavior. We've heard from the mayor, we've heard from the Senator Behachik, and now a Johnson County coroner has been let out of jail after posting bond from his arrest. Mike Pruitt, the county courier, is accused of giving booze and weed to teenage girls. This is some pretty weird stuff.
The Johnson County coroner, as you see, now in custody. Mike Pruitt faces 14 misdemeanor charges connected to giving alcohol to minors. And as you just saw, he surrendered to the Johnson County Sheriff's Office this morning.
Pruitt was transferred to Brown County this afternoon because of his connections to Johnson County. He was elected coroner in 2020. He also served as deputy chief of the Bargersville Fire Department and also with the fire departments in Wayne Township and Franklin. He responded also to federal disasters as part of Indiana Task Force 1. Pruitt surrendered at the Johnson County Sheriff's Office just before noon. Walking with him is his lawyer, Russ Johnson. He's accused of giving alcohol to minors. A mother accused Pruitt of giving alcohol to her teenage daughter and her friends. In all, he's facing 14 misdemeanors, and a judge ordered him held without bond. A lawyer who is not affiliated with this case says the reason for that may be the judge sending a message to those in power.
It would not be uncommon for a judge, especially in a case in which there are some political ties, in sending a message to the community to say that everybody's going to be treated equally under the law.
Do it. Well, unfortunately, we know that is usually not the case. Usually, if you have connections, you don't get treated equally by the law. You get a pass. And this is some very suspicious behavior when you have an older, middle-aged man who is giving intoxicating substances, alcohol, and weed gummies to girls who are 16 and 17 years old. The mind wanders what the motivation for that could be. But the police allege that at least 7 times between May of last year and July of this year, Pruitt gave them alcohol. He met the girls at a Bargersville firehouse, gave them Surfside vodka seltzers for prom night, alleged to. Pruitt putting a Busch Light in the refrigerator of a local pool house and texting them where to find it, allowing the girls to grab Bud Light from his truck while parked at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. And investigators also said that he sent text messages between the girls. And this came after the child's mother was concerned with how much time that her daughter was spending with this older, middle-aged man. Yeah, I'd be a little bit suspicious about that, too. Content of the text messages included conversations where Pruitt was asking the minor what alcohol she liked, Pruitt describing drop locations where the girls could pick up alcohol from him, photos of Pruitt and the 17-year-old consuming alcohol together also. So, I mean, this is obviously inappropriate behavior, and potentially something much more sinister was underway that was prevented because this mother was involved enough in her daughter's life to care and then report it to police. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. We got a lot more on the way. Stay tuned to 93 WIBC.
Holy cow! Another beautiful play for Indiana. A new coach, a new team, a new energy in Bloomington.
You're going to see a bunch of guys that are all about winning. They play incredibly hard.
Coach Darren DeVries is ready to write the next chapter in Hoosier basketball.
We love what I think the fans are going to be able to see in terms of how we approach every game.
IU basketball is back, and it starts now against Baylor Sunday at 1 on the home of the Hoosiers, 93 WIBC.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-0929. That's 317-660-0929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-0929. That's 660-0929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wells Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5, and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at JoynerHomes.com.
It's JMV, and the fall sales are across the board at Miss M's Home and Garden this week. Visit the Garden Center for 20% off all fall annuals, including mums and interior fall decor. 30 to 50% off all container trees and shrubs in stock. 40% off patio furniture and 50% off pottery. Now is the time to take advantage of the remaining fall evenings and save. The friendly staff at Miss M's will help add the right touches to your home and landscape. Miss M's on State Road 135, south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our home has had Rhino Shield for 10 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
My name is Jamie Bowles, and I was diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer in December of 2018. Nobody would even know looking at me that I have stage 4 lung cancer, and I'm grateful for biomarker testing for that. When I was sitting down with my oncologist, there was already state-of-the-art medication available that I was going to be put on right then and there. Ask your doctor how comprehensive biomarker testing before treatment may help you decide on the best treatment. Visit noonemissed.org to learn more.
A public service message from Longevity Foundation.
We're all different. 1 in 5 of us live with a mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Talk to someone you trust. Learn more at bringchangetomind.org.
No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to 93 WIBC, where unfortunately this week we're seeing a repeat story of illegal immigrant. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Illegal immigrant driving a semi-truck on the highway performs a wildly dangerous maneuver that results in a loss of life for 3 civilians. That already happened in Florida a couple months ago when illegal immigrant truck driver pulled a illegal U-turn on the highway, killing 3 in the process. But now in California on the highways there, a 21-year-old is alleged to have been driving under the influence, causing a chain reaction wreck on the highway, resulting in the fatality of 3 individuals, including a beloved community coach who had retired. Their lives taken from them by this careless illegal immigrant who had been empowered to drive this terrifying 18-ton vehicle by the state of California, giving him a CDL in spite of his citizenship status. And this was the result of their lawless action.
This is exclusive dash cam video that is now the subject of several law enforcement investigations. Shows the moment a red semi-truck plowed into a number of vehicles on the westbound 10 freeway in Ontario just after 1 p.m. yesterday. The CHP told the LA Times the driver of this big rig is a 21-year-old man who is now under arrest on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs. A total of 4 semis were involved and also 4 passenger vehicles, one of them exploding in flames. 3 people were killed and 4 others were taken to local hospitals. This horrific crash happened just east of the 15 freeway and shut down all westbound lanes for more than 12 hours.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the is that?
Dashcam footage showed this driver traveling at a high rate of speed, and investigators say that he didn't even push the brakes before the accident happened. He hit those vehicles driving full speed at highway speeds, resulting in what surely was a quick but brutal death for those people who were doing nothing but just trying to get to their final destination, and prevented from doing so as a result of California's lawlessness. And the scale of this lawlessness is truly staggering. I mean, it is an epidemic, and I think that it is clearly endangering people's lives around the country. And it left ICE Director Todd Lyons slack-jawed when he was interviewing on Fox News at the absolute scale when it was revealed that California has issued more than 60,000 of these CDL licenses to people who have no reason to have them, who may not have a proficiency in reading or comprehending the English language, and then are driving on our streets.
So let's bring in the acting ICE Director, Todd Lyons. I was really taken aback with what William just said, that California gave out 62,000 CDL licenses. What do you make of that?
Well, John, what's even scarier than that is some of those were real IDs, right? So those individuals who aren't supposed to be in the country, anyways, can get on commercial aircraft can travel. Now they have CDLs where they're transporting hazardous goods. And John, just think about this. That's just California. When you think about all these other sanctuary states that are doing the same thing, there are so many states that are giving these CDL drivers licenses to people that shouldn't be in the country anyways. This individual yesterday, he crossed the border in 2022. Unfortunately, under the last administration and the catch and release policies, Border Patrol had to let him go. And now look, we've had people lose their lives and more people are injured.
I'm in danger.
As a result of California's decision to flood the economy with these illegal immigrant truck drivers, it has not only resulted in danger for people who are operating their vehicles, innocent civilians on the highway, but it is also devaluing the American labor market. And as a beneficial consequence of Donald Trump enforcing immigration rules and cracking down on these truck drivers who are endangering civilians across the country, now, according to the Daily Caller, truck drivers, American truck drivers, are seeing an increase in their pay. One owner-operator of ICV Express was quoted as saying he had accepted a job that was originally posted for $1,000 starting rate, and he was able to negotiate it for almost double at $1,900, when at most he would have only gotten $1,200 in the past when the market was being oversaturated by these people who were not qualified to be driving trucks. And the state of California is now not enforcing the basic aspects of English proficiency, endangering more people, something that was reported on by a truck driver who recorded his interaction with law enforcement, admitting as much.
Quick question for you: Are they making you guys comply with like the English proficiency? They're not making you guys? No.
Not here in California. Yeah, so here in California we're not enforcing it.
Did they talk to you guys about it or anything? Or?
Yeah, they said don't enforce it.
Don't. They said specifically don't enforce it.
Don't enforce it, yeah, because this kind of top down, so California we don't enforce that rule.
Yeah.
It could change anytime.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we're not enforcing the English.
No. Don't like that. Disgusting behavior under the direction of Governor Gavin Newsom of California. A decision that is endangering American lives, and now the Department of Transportation under Sean Duffy is considering revoking California's ability to issue these licenses, especially when they are behaving lawlessly and refusing to enforce the rules of the road, a decision that is indeed resulting in the fatality of American citizens. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. We got more on the way. Coming up next is The Sound Dump. Don't miss it.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Jim Osman. Here's what's happening. June Lockhart is dead. Lockhart had roles in iconic films like Meet Me in St. Louis and starred in TV's Lassie and Lost in Space.
Now you listen to me. You're wasting your time. You just take your animals and go back where you belong. Because if you want to take Will and Penny, you've got to fight us for them.
Lockhart died at 100. The race is heating up as New Yorkers head to the polls on the first day of early voting. Democrat Zohar Mamdani spoke with reporters about his agenda.
Now is the time for us to finally join together and deliver on this affordability agenda. That, I hope, will be the lesson for New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, that life can in fact be more than the scraps they've been told to be satisfied with.
There are also big races in Jersey and Virginia. The Democrats have a slight advantage there. America's listening to Fox News.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Children are placed in foster care through no fault of their own. Because of abuse or neglect, it's heartbreaking.
We were just left in a hotel.
Tay and his brothers were adopted with help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. But more than 100,000 children in the U.S. are still waiting for a family.
Now that I'm adopted, I can focus on being a kid.
Learn how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
All the moon men want things their way.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIPC.
Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again to don your handy-dandy hazmat suit as we wade through the slime and the grime of another week in news. Beginning with former Clinton campaign manager James Carville gleefully fantasizing of violence against Trump voters on a podcast. A campaign staffer for Abigail Spanberger shared horrid racial smears of Winsome Sears in Virginia, and the Portland homeless population shares their motives for being on the streets. You'll hear all this and more for this week's edition of The Sound Dump.
I'll take you for a ride. I'm a garbage truck.
It's the Saturday Night Sound Dump on 93 WIPC.
I take you to the dump. I show you the sights, you know you want to ride. I'm a garbage truck. Truck.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your host, Ethan Hatcher, and producer Gavin's on the board this week. We begin with James Carville, who's clearly learned nothing following the brutal assassination of Charlie Kirk. Once again, now fantasizing about violence against Trump voters simply on the basis of political disagreement. He says we should all be spit on. This is sick.
You know what we do with collaborators, right? And I think as corporations, my fantasy dream is that this nightmare ends in 2029, and I think we ought to have radical thing. I think they all ought to have their heads shaven. They should be put in orange pajamas, and they should be marched down Pennsylvania Avenue, and the public should be invited to spit on them. The universities, the corporations, the law firms, all of these collaborators should be shaved, pajamaed, and spit on.
Oh, that was horrible. You're horrible. You're an irredeemable monster.
Oh, what took you so long, idiot?
Paraded through the town square, shaved and spit on. This is the mind of a sick individual. This is the Trump derangement syndrome that we've all become so familiar with. These people have lost their mind, and they are completely unrepentant after violence has already been exacted against conservatives at the Catholic school, against Charlie Kirk, against the ICE facility. There have been many examples at this point of liberals who have been acting out on the basis of this fantasy, and it's truly sick stuff. We also see some sick stuff from liberal campaign staffer for Abigail Spanberger engaging in some really sick racial rhetoric where she says that Winsome Sears wants to re-enslave African Americans, which, I mean, is preposterous because Winsome Sears herself is a black woman.
I don't know what happened. We're in like the darkest timeline. Our only choices are between a black woman, which ordinarily all for. But this time, you think that we should bring back slavery. And look, it's crazy. Even with that, it's like, okay, either vote for the black woman who thinks that slavery should be brought back, or vote for the white woman who was in the CIA. They pay me really, really good money, okay?
They pay her. They pay her well. Okay, so yeah, she's willing to work for a woman that she obviously thinks is unqualified for being once employed by the CIA. But the idea that Winsome Sears wants to re-enslave black Americans is ridiculous, and it's hilarious coming from the mouth of a white liberal woman who thinks she knows better. This is the way that they are talking down to African Americans. This is the soft bigotry of liberalism. Where they believe that, well, you can't possibly think differently than I do politically, and if you do, it's because you must want to re-enslave Africans. Just really sick, twisted stuff that has now been shared on social media because she was recorded. Letitia James hilariously complaining of weaponizing the Department of Justice, even though she weaponized her entire campaign. Her entire re-election campaign was based on weaponizing her position against him in order to charge him with the felonies that she, and mortgage fraud, I should say, that she is now being accused of.
This is not about me. This is about all of us. And about a justice system which has been weaponized. A justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. This justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. And a weapon against those individuals who simply did their job and who stood up for the rule of law.
Ironic. Truly irony in its purest form when she's being accused of the same crime that she went after Donald Trump for committing, and it was trumped up charges then, and now she is complaining of this. It's just chef's kiss, absolute perfection. The hypocrisy is rich, and people are getting tired of it. People are getting tired of it at every single level. People are starting to notice hypocrisies on the left, including the collapse of the TQ plus portion of the LGBTQ movement. One comedian pointing out one such hypocrisy in his set.
If a guy removes his penis and like puts a wig on and throws on a dress, everyone's like, "You go, girl, live your truth." But if a guy wears a toupee, everyone just laughs at him. And he's just trying to identify as someone with hair. But society's like, nah, we don't play that.
He's out of line, but he's right. He's absolutely got a point. When they're willing to laugh and mock people for wearing a hairpiece, but then expect you to support them, calling themselves by different pronouns and believing that they're a different gender just because you want to snip off some of your biological parts. That's not how it works. Thanks for listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. I also wanted to share some rather eye-opening audio. This was gathered by a man on the street, Kevin Dahlgren, on Twitter. If it's not an account you're familiar with, I highly recommend you give him a follow. He often walks the streets and interacts with the homeless population of Portland that the liberal elite are trying to convince you simply aren't there. Everything's fine in Portland. There isn't mass lawlessness. It's not a disgusting slovenly city. Everything is A-OK. And Kevin Dahlgren shows you the receipts. He talks with these people. He records his interactions. He's found dead bodies on the streets of Portland and had to report to officers to come retrieve it. Stuff, again, one such incident recently went viral, and this was him talking with a woman who simply opens up that she's on the streets because she can do whatever she wants with zero repercussion.
When I was on probation as a civilian, I had a very strict regimen to follow. When I got on probation and I was homeless, she literally wrote me a do not detain. Oh no, it's a cite and release. She gave me a cite and release warrant. So anytime I got caught up doing anything with the cops and they ran my name, it says cite and release. Like, they never took me to jail. They just gave me a citation and went on my way. And we, a lot of us just don't ever go to court. The freedom keeps me out here a lot. And that's what brought me kind of to this area too, is just giving up and wanting to just do whatever I wanted. And it's, we don't follow, we don't have to follow any rules. I always say people who are on the streets I refer to people who are not homeless as civilians because they work a 9 to 5 and, they hide if they're doing drugs, they can drink on the weekends, and we're just stand on the sidewalk and get high, there's enough of us that it's what are they going to do about it,
Whatever, I do what I want.
There's no expectation. There's no consequence. Worse yet, this behavior is actively being empowered by so-called harm reduction strategies, which include providing homeless addicts with the tools for them to shoot up, something that is only encouraging rampant lawlessness and addiction on the streets of Portland. It is having an actively regressive effect, and it is like a magnet to the disparate and the disaffected, the malcontents, people like this man who openly admits that he exists on the street to harass people with smartphones and cars.
I'm dedicated to a life of homelessness and poverty until I croak. 65 is my goal.
How old are you now?
33. So.
You've dedicated your life to being homeless.
Yeah.
And why is that?
The state of things. Just the state of things. I think this thing that you're recording with me is the most dangerous thing to have ever raised in hands.
Oh, the smartphone?
Yeah. I think
that's
those
interesting.
This is the first time I've willingly sat in front of one.
Well, I appreciate you sharing, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
It's important that you're sharing.
And I'll be honest, when I'm not in my own little space, I openly harass, threaten even people with smartphones and people who drive motor vehicles, because I think it is just not safe anymore.
Yeah, it's not safe anymore because people like you are allowed to harass innocent civilians who are minding their own business. But this lawlessness is being empowered by negligence of Democrat city leaders. It's an epidemic, and it happens in every single major city where Democrats have a majority stake in the way that the city is run. We see this echoed here in Indianapolis, where this week a homeless man was pictured and shared on social media after he set fire to the cemetery over there at Crown Hill. He was trying to set a campfire for himself. It got out of control and started burning through the underbrush.
We're trying to start a little campfire. Man, I'm homeless, man. So I was trying to start a little campfire and it leaves the debris. You know what I mean? It got
Hey, I think you might need to put that out, man.
All of what I'm putting out with.
Your water, bro. Like,
I ain't got no water,
you
bro.
burning up the street over here, brother.
Yeah, I know. Y'all probably can't even see. You probably can't even see.
Man, what you mean you can't see, bro?
Like, you probably can't see.
Man, you just a why you think I came back? Is you crazy? Is you cool, bro?
Yeah, you know I'm cool, man.
Nah, you not cool, bro.
I don't know how I'm gonna get this under control, bro.
Why did you do it?
Cause I needed a fire, bro.
Ah, man, you f***ed up for that one.
Yeah, I know. Don't call the cops on me, bro, please.
No, trust me, I'm not gonna call the cops. You need to get the away from here, for real. If I was you, I'd just leave.
Get away from me, you crumb. You're a real crumb bum.
You get more of the behavior that you tolerate and encourage, and when there's no accountability, you're empowering people who have poor impulse control to literally do whatever they want to the detriment of tax-paying citizens, to people who are trying to make the neighborhoods in which they live a better place. And society is constantly getting dragged down by individuals like this, individuals who feel that they are truly empowered and entitled to do what they wish and have it cared for at their expense, something that was expressed by one very upset person who found his EBT cards getting cut in light of Trump reductions, and he thinks that it's your responsibility to pay for his kids.
I got an email from EBT. I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids, and we're not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I got to work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the f*** out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They got to help me feed my kids. Get the f*** out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the f*** out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a f***ing boss. What the f*** I look like working? When the government is here to help. Come on, y'all sent all that money to Iraq, Ukraine, y'all funding all these wars, but when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to help us? I need my EBT, yo.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
When you see behavior like that, realize that's a mirror being held up. That's a mirror of society being held up to us because in many ways, the voters have empowered this to happen. When you support negligent leaders, that's the result. Elections have consequences. Stay tuned to 93 WIBC.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Denny Smith, and it's time to get ready for spooky season by eliminating all of that spooky dirt, grime, and spills. Halloween brings out the best in people, but it also brings out some pretty scary crud from all the foot traffic. How about having Zero Res help you take on all of that with an unbelievable October special? Get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129 and 15% off dryer vent and air duct cleaning too. Now that's some serious savings on the carpet cleaning. And remember that your air ducts are where the really spooky stuff is. Yikes! The Zero Res service for your carpets, floors, dryer vents, or air ducts is easy to line up, and you can go online at ZeroResIndy.com to do the scheduling at your convenience. I love these folks, and don't forget the ZR water difference. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals, leaving things really clean. Now mention WIBC and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at $129 plus 15% off dryer vent and air duct cleaning too. Call 317-388-5141 or book things online at ZeroResIndy.com.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Right now, you can buy with 0 down. Choose from over 2,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. We'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. 0 down delivers. And Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Colts fans, our team is on fire and we're celebrating in style. Join us for the Colts Ultimate Tailgate this Sunday at noon at the Slippery Noodle. We're talking drink specials, tailgate games, and nonstop Colts hype before kickoff. Bring your crew, wear your blue. Details at WIBC.com.
Every town has its ups and downs. Sometimes ups.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
But not enough.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another segment on Saturday Night on the Circle. This segment's a bit of a tough one because it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. I've got some sad news to share. The faithful producer Jack is leaving us for greener pastures. He has found more profitable employment, and I'm sad to see him go, but I'm happy that he at least has found a better place to be. Tell us, Jack, what you got coming up in your world?
I'm going to start working at Amazon full-time, just for the time being until I find another job. But yeah.
I mean, Amazon pays a lot better than radio.
Yeah, definitely.
This keeps happening to me. I keep having good producers, and then they inevitably leave. We've had producer Zach, producer Donnie, producer Gary. We've had a few more here and there. Now producer Jack joining their number. You've done a good job, producer Jack.
Thank you. And I've had a fun time being a producer for this show and for The Gun Guy.
I've seen your skill set grow over time, your confidence grow, your ability to interact on the air. Like, all that has gotten a lot sharper in the time you've been here at WIBC. So, I just wanted to really share my thanks and appreciation for you. You've always managed the board well. You mix the sound well. It's been great stuff, producer Jack.
Thank you. It's Good to hear that.
But sadly, that now leaves us back to the drawing board. I suppose producer Gavin's going to join us in the meantime for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
Where it goes from there, who can say? Thanks, producer Jack. I appreciate you being with us.
Yep, it's been an honor.
Stay tuned to 93 WIBC. More Saturday Night on the Circle is on the way.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. Like your neighbor Jerry.
When we first started looking for different options, we went to the internet. We did choose Galaxy, and definitely happy that we did. We first had our front porch and our pool deck done. Decided we loved it so much, we had them out about 10, 11 months later to finish up and do our back porch.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The crews at Galaxy
were great. They actually cared about my property, very punctual, knowledgeable, and just a great group of workers.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings works for any area like patios, garage floors, driveways, and around pools.
I'm 100% satisfied. It's not slippery and it's not hot. I was very impressed with the product. It's amazing that I don't burn my feet and my 6-year-old doesn't fall.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook, GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. We are out of this world.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus. Football season's back, so it's time for our annual Sit, Sleep, and Eat sale. Lowest prices of the year on all Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, and Smith Brothers. Save up to $800 on mattresses by Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and King Coil. And save up to $400 on the Big Green Egg. Free delivery, interest-free financing. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2026 HR-VLX all-wheel drive for $309 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. 10,000 miles a year, not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends October 31st. See dealer for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by
Were you
AbbVie.
born from 19? Did you ever ride your bike with a clothespin and a baseball card? Or use a typewriter for a school paper? Then here's a timely alert. Americans born from 1945 to 1965 are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C, which often has no symptoms, but is a leading cause of liver cancer. The good news? Treatments are available that can cure hepatitis C. Talk with your doctor about getting a blood test for hepatitis C.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
The president is in Asia. I'm Jim Osman. This is Fox News. President Trump is currently on his way to a multinational tour of Asia, which includes a scheduled meeting with the Chinese president in South Korea. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, with the latest.
A complete deal. I want our farmers to be taken care of, and he wants things also.
President Trump mentioning America's farmers, specifically soybean farmers, after China has refused to purchase soybeans as part of the ongoing trade war. Last year, China purchased $13 billion worth of soybeans. This year, 0. Now, here in Malaysia, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Trump's top trade rep, Jamieson Greer, met with Chinese officials hoping to firm up a trade agreement with China by the time Trump and Xi meet in South Korea. One of the reasons President Trump is coming to Malaysia first for the annual meeting of Southeast Asian nations is he plans to preside over the signing of an accord to officially end hostilities between 2 of its members, Cambodia and Thailand.
President Trump is set to visit Japan as part of his upcoming tour and is reportedly considering a possible meeting with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, though no meeting has been confirmed. Tropical storm Melissa has strengthened to a hurricane. It's a slow-moving storm, gathering strength in the northern Caribbean. The National Hurricane Center Deputy Director Jamie Rome says Melissa could slam Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic with life-threatening rainfall.
20 to 30 inches of rain. So let me say that again, 20 to 30 inches of rain. So much rain that you could almost measure it in feet instead of inches.
Melissa already claimed 3 lives in the Dominican Republic earlier this week as the powerful storm stalled in the Caribbean. America is listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A fatal crash not far from IU. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending this hour. A person is dead from that crash, which happened on I-69 early Saturday morning in Monroe County. It happened heading northbound and forced a section of the highway to close. According to Indiana State Police, a driver was going the wrong way and collided with another car head-on. A Carmel nurse practitioner is arrested after an 8-month-long investigation. Several pharmacies say they started noticing that Catherine Curtis was overprescribing medications and writing fake prescriptions. Police say she was also stealing the identities of other nurse practitioners.
There's systems in place that prevent medical professionals from doing this at the pharmacies. These pharmacists are trained and they're good at their jobs. So when they see these red flags, they begin flagging certain providers.
Curtis faces several preliminary charges, including identity deception and dealing by a licensed practitioner. 2 people are injured after being shot at a home on Indy's west side late Friday night. IMPD officers responded to a home just after 11 to find 2 victims in critical condition with multiple other people at the house at the time, including kids younger than 5 years old. Officers also saw guns inside and outside the home. The Indianapolis Colts are heavy favorites going into their game this afternoon against a division rival in Tennessee. Head coach Shane Steichen told reporters that none of that really matters.
I never look at that stuff. I think every week in this league is a challenge. I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing. Everyone in this league is good. And like I said, it's a division opponent at home that we got to be ready for.
Sportsbooks have the Colts as 2-touchdown favorites. Kickoff from Lucas Oil Stadium is at 4:25. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies become partly cloudy, low temperatures in the low to mid 40s. And for Sunday, partly cloudy skies are expected, high temperatures getting into the lower 60s for highs. On Wish TV, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's, but that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our Rhino Shield has been on for 8 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on The Circle. I'm your bespectacled curmudgeon, Ethan Hatcher, and producer Gavin's on the board, pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. And this week, we were treated to a long-forgotten old friend, the former Lions secretary of press secretary for the Biden administration, Karine Jean-Pierre. She has returned to the media airwaves in advance. Well, not in advance because it's already been released. As of October 21st, her new book titled Independent, a look inside a broken White House outside the party lines. And in addition to debuting her book, she's also debuting a new hairstyle. I don't know whether that's a wig or whether she got her curls straightened, but she is looking pretty different from how we were used to seeing her in the White House administration days. But she has returned to the old pig trough of deception once again, where she still is trying to pull the wool over the American people and claim that she had no idea Biden's mental health had declined so significantly. She never saw it, still spinning that tired yarn. And she sat down with the Good Morning America crew to do this interview that I don't think helped her case too much. She was all over the place with this, trying to justify how she couldn't see that coming.
You said you're a member of the inner circle and you never saw the decline. And after that, I wrote, how? Yep. You even write, Karine, that you were on the plane with him going to the debate and you didn't see anything.
Well, when we were on Air Force One going to the debate, you got to remember his campaign people were on the team, his family was on the team. I actually was one of those rare trips that I didn't really see him until after the debate, even though I was on the plane. So really, I want everybody to know that I take this question incredibly seriously. I do. I was his White House press secretary, which means I had a role that saw him practically every day and traveled with him
and you saw nothing.
For more than 95%. We've always said, we're not going to say, oh, he didn't age. He aged. And he poked fun at it. We always owned up.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Get back, witch! So she's actually trying to say that even though she was the press secretary, even though she saw him behind the scenes every single day, even though other members of the cabinet were acknowledging the decline, she didn't see that Biden was going downhill, that she couldn't see before the debate he wasn't fit to be on the stage with President Trump. Of course, it was an enormous disaster for the administration, and she was trying to lie to the American people, something that she's now actively trying to rewrite history on when she's phrasing this as, oh, it was a post-election decline. You know, he was sharp on the day he left office, but it was only after the fact. And that's not entirely true. You know, even they were just mentioning the debate with Donald Trump. It was obvious and apparent then, and she was still trying to tell the American people that Biden was fit to serve office through 2029, and she got called out on her bull crap by none other than CNN, of all people, host Brianna Keller. She didn't let that one slip.
Cabinet secretaries were telling them that Biden wasn't up to the task of the proverbial 2 a.m. phone call. George Clooney said Biden didn't even recognize him at the fundraiser that he was hosting. I mean, we're talking 2023, 2024. Yeah, and why didn't you have concerns? Why didn't you raise them?
So I did not have any concerns. I saw him on a daily basis, Brianna. You know that. I saw him every day. I engaged with him every day. Now, did he show age? No one has denied that. Yes, he showed age. This is a president that was sharp. This is a president that pushed his staff. I'm talking my personal, from my personal standpoint.
But that's
what
not
I
what
saw.
That's not what I'm asking about.
On a daily average. On a daily average.
Do you think he should be president right now? Do you think that he is capable right now of being president? Because that was what you were advocating for, someone who would be president in his current state until 2029.
Absolutely. Karine Jean-Pierre was lying to the American people. She was acting in a dishonest capacity as the press secretary. And she's trying to say, well, it was from my point of view, and give herself an out. But nobody with two synapses to rub together thought that Joe Biden was healthy and fit enough to run for a second term. It was a huge problem for the Democrat administration at that time. And he wasn't particularly fit when he ran the first time against Donald Trump. That's the thing. It was one long, continuous slide and decline, and you never hear about him now for that reason, because he is, an aging, elderly man. And then here's Karine Jean-Pierre once again trying to defend Biden, the Biden administration, this time reframing the midterm election that saw him lose the House somehow as a victory in the mind of KJP.
In 2023, the winter and spring of 2023, we were coming out a successful midterm elections for Democrats in the sense that we didn't have a red wave. And it was seen as one of the most successful first.
Lost the House.
No, but remember, it was supposed to be a red. I'm not saying.
I know,
but historically, if you look at other first-term presidency, midterm elections, Okay, just follow me for a second.
I'm just saying it wasn't that great of a midterm.
I didn't. That's not what I said. I said there was. I said it wasn't a red wave.
Hey, buddy, you need a ride? I was just on my way to the big doofus convention.
Good thing she was sitting down, because otherwise she'd be really dizzy from all that spin. Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC Saturday night on The Circle. Coming up next, you will hear quite possibly the most perfect campaign ad against Zohran Mamdani, the Democrat socialist candidate for running for mayor in New York City, and you won't believe who concocted this one. Stay tuned, and you'll find out on 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz.
You want to know why people don't trust the government? Coffee's bad for you. No way, coffee's fine. Eggs are bad for you. No way, eggs are fine. Steak is bad for you. No wait, kale is bad for you. People who eat kale all the time, you're leading miserable, terrible lives, and we see you. My cheekbones, by the way, are all the way up. You just can't see them because I'm so happy. You know how I got happy? Steak.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $289 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag, title license, 249 dealer doc, RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, zero security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter, expires 11/2.
The big fall sale is here at Sundown Gardens. Visit the Garden Center for 20% off interior fall decor and 50% off pottery. It's the best deals of the season. All container trees and shrubs are now 30 to 50% off. Now's a great time to add to your landscape and save while you're doing it. The friendly staff at Sundown Gardens can help you add all the right touches to your home and landscape. Sundown Gardens, located on the corner of 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield, sundown.gardens.com.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Indy Humane, committed to helping Central Indiana's pets in need since 1905. Find your new best friend today. IndyHumane.org.
The Indianapolis Public Library. More than just books. Visit your local branch today.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on?
This is Saturday Night on The Circle on 93 WIPC.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Saturday Night on The Circle, and I'm your host, Ethan Hatcher. I'm sure you all know about the Democratic election for mayor that's underway in New York City. Has the potential really to make or break the future of that little corner of the world. The two frontline candidates for this election are former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who had some scandals in his administration, including alleged sexual harassment. And then you have the candidate who was born in Uganda and moved to the United States when he was 7 years old with his Ugandan father and Indian mother, the infamous Zoran Mamdani, socialist candidate who has promised to do everything from raise taxes on white landowners in Manhattan to providing free buses and government-run grocery stores and government-run housing collectives. I mean, some really scary socialist stuff. And Andrew Cuomo came out with the perfect ad against this guy. Now, we've all speculated on how AI was going to be used, and this is the first time I've seen AI used in a substantial way as a campaign ad. And this was put together by the Andrew Cuomo team, but he deleted it inside of 20 minutes after they faced accusations of racism. But I think you'll be pleased. I mean, this ad is literally, it's spot on. It's perfect. It's hard to believe that Andrew Cuomo's team even came up with this and published it. I try not to play clips this long, but every minute of this ad is perfect, and I think you'll agree.
Zoran Mamdani's opponents want you to believe he's an inexperienced radical whose policies will make New York City more dangerous. But what do his actual supporters think?
Mamdani isn't crazy.
He's just trying to even the playing field.
You know, give everyone a fair shot. Sure, he said multiple times we need to defund the police, but that was just a metaphor.
And yes, he did say crime is a social construct, but that was also a metaphor.
His main backer, the Democratic Socialists' ideas are common sense, such as
decriminalizing misdemeanors, like shoplifting,
third-degree assault, trespassing, prostitution,
and drunk driving.
With plans to decriminalize all drugs, Mamdani will be a job creator for drug dealers. Instead of helping us homeless get off the streets and into the mental health facilities we need, he wants to give us safe injection sites to do crack and let us sleep in subway carts. These are actual policies Mamdani and the DSA want to implement on day one. When a woman's being domestically abused, she finally won't have to deal with some pesky cop to arrest the abuser, but now a social worker to help, kumbaya the situation.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Mamdani is finally lowering jail sentences. Guilty! But Mamdani says you're free to go. Woo-hoo! Who cares if legalizing prostitution statistically leads to an increase for sex trafficking of women and young girls by 70%?
You can't have safety without equality.
For unlawful abiding citizens like us, globalize the intifada.
I'm a criminal. I'm a criminal. I'm a criminal.
I'm a criminal.
Yep, I'm a criminal.
For Zoran.
For Zoran Mamdani.
I didn't have a real job until I was 30, but sure, give me the keys to the city. What's the worst that can happen?
Paid for by Cuomo for NYC.
Now, this was posted while the mayor's debate was actually going on, and his team deleted that inside of 20 minutes. But, of course, the internet is forever. Many people had already seen, recorded, and shared the contents of the video, and now you get to hear it, too. I mean, really, though, he nailed it. He's absolutely right. He's perfect. He's spot on. But, of course, Andrew Cuomo is not going to be the savior of New York City. He is a storied insider, the elitist of the elite, and he's just going to keep the grind going. Zoran Mamdani is going to uproot the thing from its foundations and turn the city over. Honestly, I think New York City deserves nothing less than that. And Zoran Mamdani is the perfect candidate. He is the culmination of the socialism and the leftism that New York City has embraced, and it's karma coming around if he does, in fact, secure the election, which I think he stands a good chance to do, and destroy the city in the process, because the city is already falling apart at the seams. It's prohibitively expensive, and when he is elected, he's going to let the mobs loose on those ivory tower liberal elites who have thus far been insulated from their bad decisions. But you know, the socialists have incredibly regressive effects on cities, on the economy. We saw that, of course, exemplified perfectly by the good old USSR. History is repeating itself here, and New York City deserves nothing less. As guys say, go Zoran, you know. Curtis Sewa really doesn't stand much of a chance, and Andrew Cuomo is lagging behind in the polls. And when he lacks the intestinal fortitude to at least stand behind what was a very accurate campaign ad, then yeah, you know, when you make compromises, it puts you in compromising positions, and in this case, a position to lose. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Saturday Night on The Circle. Coming up next, friend of the show, Brian Baker, the gentleman from Georgia, is joining us on the phone line, and he's going to offer us a peek behind the curtain of Hollywood, his work as a stunt worker, following an article that was published by Eric Alday outing many in the stunt community and many in Hollywood celebrating the brutal assassination of Charlie Kirk. Really ugly stuff. And he'll be joining us coming up next, so stay tuned to 93 WIBC.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. Like your neighbor Dennis.
I was in the process of refinishing my garage and, you know, trying to turn it into a man cave. So I started searching, you know, online, and I ran across Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's better.
First thing I wanted to do initially is I wanted to repair where the concrete had eroded. They said they could do that. I said, well, heck, let me go ahead and get the entire floor covered.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
They were so courteous and respectful of the home and the property. And when they're done, they cleaned up, picked up, swept up. It was like they were never there.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
I would recommend Galaxy over any other competitor, hands down. You're going to be taken care of and you're going to be satisfied. These guys know what they're doing.
At Life Church, we believe that the truth of the Word of God is for all ages and vital to their ability to thrive in our current culture.
Barna research shows a child's faith is often set by age 13. That's why we're passionate about reaching kids and teens with truth and love right now.
With safe spaces, committed volunteers, and a foundation built on God's Word, Life Church is here to help your whole family grow in Jesus.
Whether your kids are just starting out or learning to own their faith, we're ready to walk that journey with you.
Go to lifechurchin.com for service times and locations. Parents, you can do this. We will help you.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Jim Scott is the owner, and he says they stand behind their work just like American Standard stands behind their equipment.
We give everybody a 3-year labor warranty, and then the manufacturer gives 10 years. So, yeah, people are pretty well set.
So if you're in Clinton, Boone, or Hamilton counties, just go to jimsheating-air.com for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning Platinum customer care dealer.
Fox News, I'm Jim Austin. Here's what's happening. June Lockhart is dead. Lockhart had roles in iconic films like Meet Me in St. Louis and starred in TV's Lassie and Lost in Space.
Now you listen to me. You're wasting your time. You just take your animals and go back where you belong. Because if you want to take Will and Penny, you've got to fight us for them.
Lockhart died at 100. The race is heating up as New Yorkers head to the polls on the first day of early voting. Democrat Zohar Mamdani spoke with reporters about his agenda.
Now is the time for us to finally join together and deliver on the affordability agenda. That, I hope, will be the lesson for New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, that life can in fact be more than the scraps they've been told to be satisfied with.
There are also big races in Jersey and Virginia. The Democrats have a slight advantage there. America's listening to Fox News.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
Latrell spent more than 8 years in foster care. His world changed when he was adopted at 15 with help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
I think about how much we love him, and I wish we could have had him for his entire childhood.
The foundation is changing the lives of thousands of teens waiting in foster care. You can help. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
There's one name for every home system: Chapman. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, electrical, and now proudly serving Bloomington. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman. ChapmanHeating.com.
This is Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Waiting for the break of day.
Welcome back to Saturday Night on the Circle. I'm your Bohemian Codger, Ethan Hatcher. The podcasts are uploaded to WIBC.com and SaturdayNightOnTheCircle.fireside.fm. And always feel free to hop in the YouTube chat from 7 to 9 while we broadcast the show live every Saturday night. Since the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, the true extent of moral decay exhibited by leftist cheerleaders has been truly eye-opening to any American with a shred of decency. But nowhere has the perverse glee in a brutal shooting been more evident than the festering cesspool that is modern Hollywood. However, one stunt coordinator with integrity by the name of Eric Alday was brave enough to go against the grain and pull the curtain back on an industry infected with violent partisanship. Here to talk about his own experiences as a stunt worker for many memorable movies is the unforgettable Brian Baker, who's on the phone with us now. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Ethan Hatcher. You know, you are becoming world famous yourself. You're on all these local media outlets now, getting to talk about what's going on with your side business. You got this big-time radio show on Saturday nights. You're a celebrity, my man.
Well, I would rather not be on local media, because the reason why I got on local media for my properties is, of course, for all the wrong reasons. I want to avoid that, but look, I've already talked about the disaster that happened to me last week, so I don't want to rehash that. I do, however, want to get into your experiences working as a stunt worker and doing this stuff. And I mean, obviously, Eric Audet, he's saying that a lot of these people are just kind of rolling around in the muck and celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Have you seen any of that? What's your perspective?
Oh, I think we've all seen that, but in terms of seeing it in the entertainment world, of course, man. I mean, it's been like that for years. What's interesting now is that there does seem to be an increased number of people like Eric who are speaking out and being a little bit more bold in their statements, and I think that's the counterbalance to just how bold some of these folks on the left have been with the perverse and just vile things that they have said in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there was a point in time, I mean, Hollywood has always been pretty far to the left, but this article, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, him with Eric kind of, I guess, letting everybody know what's been going on behind the scenes on Hollywood sets here, and particularly in the stunt community. That was really shocking to me, because stunt people are generally, they tend to be the folks that are on the right side of the political aisle, and they tend to be outspoken about it, because, you don't tell people that jump off of buildings for a living what they should think or that they should keep their mouths shut, but there is that... there's a tendency, I think there's just kind of an unspoken rule if you want to have a job in Hollywood and you want to work frequently and not be blackballed, but you just kind of keep your mouth shut on politics usually. But I don't know, that trend seems to be changing a bit, and I think it's just people that are fed up and have had enough, and they've decided, you know what, I don't care anymore if it costs me my career. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm not going to live in this fear any longer. I'm going to tell the truth. And thank goodness for people like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, because when you bend the knee, I should say, and then give in to these people, there is no winning, because the standard is always changing, and whatever you do, you're always wrong. And when you continuously push people like that, then of course eventually they're going to stand up.
Yes, yeah, and I will say too, there was a point in time too, even early on when I first went to California and I was working at CBS and doing stuff in radio. I mean, there was always that uncomfortable vibe anytime politics came up, and there was this assumption whenever you would get into a conversation with someone, they would just assume that you were on their side, that you were a liberal, because they're so deeply ingrained in this cult mindset that they assume anyone who believes differently than them is just a genuinely bad person or stupid or crazy or evil or greedy. They have such a low opinion of conservatives and Republicans. And so if they meet somebody and they like them, they get along with them, well, they just naturally assume, well, you must believe the exact same way that I do. And it's interesting, because I found out through being parts of groups like Friends of A, which was started by Gary Sinise, and it was sort of an underground support group almost for conservatives that worked in Hollywood. John Voight was very outspoken as being a member of that. A lot of folks in Hollywood that are conservative and hold conservative values, but they would hold their tongue because they were in positions where they weren't quite famous enough to be able to speak their mind and have it not cost them their careers, but they still were at a level where they had a successful career, and they wanted to protect that, and so they didn't have the same level of empowerment within them to let out their frustrations at constantly being surrounded by people that on the left were just, I mean, they're so aggressive and so hateful towards anyone on the right. People that don't support abortion. I mean, just the most vile, insane belief systems take root in that town, and everyone lives them out as though it's normal. It's so far removed from what it's like in middle America in the real world.
I mean, conservatives, especially in Hollywood, like you're describing, I understand, are treated like they have a scarlet letter, and if they identify themselves politically, then they're completely ostracized. But particularly with the Charlie Kirk assassination, I think for many people it's a line in the sand, because, of course, it's one thing to denigrate the opposition, to mock them, or, not to kind of make them be silent in the professional industry. But then it's another thing to take that to the next level into open assassination. And I think it's a lot of liberals drinking their own Kool-Aid, because they actually believe, like you said, because my political opponent believes differently, that means they are therefore the most evil human beings imaginable, often compared to Nazis. And because people in Hollywood think in visual terms, in expressive terms, I don't think it's too much of a leap to say that they then feel validated when viewing their opposition as Nazis to then want to punch, to violate, to be violent against them. And they say as much openly. It's repeated again and again and again.
Yeah, but this was truly, this is probably an appropriate phrase. I mean, I think this was a turning point with Charlie Kirk's assassination, because it was so brutal. Those images that, I wish I had not seen them, because they will haunt me and never be able to be erased from my mind. But anyone that can see that, I don't care what your beliefs are about Charlie Kirk, and then see those photos of him with his little girl and the video of him taking her shoe shopping.
Yeah.
What he was like as a father, and then to celebrate that he was murdered and not feel anything, any compassion at all for that little 3-year-old girl who, is her mom comes home and she wants to know where her daddy is, and she tells him, well, he's on a work trip with Jesus. I mean, if you cannot feel something inside your heart imagining that conversation taking place, and what it must be like for those children when they finally learn the news of what happened to their father and that he's never coming home again. If you can't feel something inside, if you can shut that off and go online and say these vile, horrific, hateful, just disgusting, depraved things about Charlie Kirk, there is something fundamentally wrong and rotten in your soul, and I don't know that anyone can help a person whose heart is in that condition, other than Jesus, I guess. But I'm not even sure if Jesus can help some of these folks.
I have infinite power, but not that much power. Yeah, no, it's
above me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. It's sick. It shows what a total lack of empathy these people have. And the thing with Charlie Kirk is he wasn't doing anything wrong. It's not like he was in the midst of a criminal act. And there's, when you're involved in something inherently dangerous, then you take on responsibility when unfortunate outcomes, come your way. But he was doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing. He was peacefully debating on university grounds, which is supposed to be based on the idea of free exchange of thought and debate, and then to be brutally assassinated is unexcusable. And so to see people celebrating that, I think, is a terrifying glimpse into the character of those people.
Yes, and I will say this too, though. I think I recognize that one of the things that I believe folks on the left that are really just, especially the ones that are more deranged, became so angry about with Charlie Kirk is, if you watch those videos of him, he had such a brilliant mind, incredibly intelligent, and he was a masterful debater. And there was just, you couldn't throw anything at him that would shake him and get him ruffled, man. He always was just very calm and intelligent and had a good response for every question that ever got thrown at him. Anytime he was challenged, he was always right there with the most intelligent, smart response. And I think folks were enraged by that if they were on the other side of the political aisle, because no one could ever get him, ever. I mean, he had such a brilliant mind. You could never, ever beat him in a debate. And so what do you do when someone is on the opposition and you don't have the intellectual power or the argument that you can actually counter them? Well, just kill them, right? Just silence the person that's out there speaking the truth and speaking the opinions and professing his faith and saying all the things that you don't want to hear and that you can't you yourself are not capable of countering.
He was a masterful. He was masterful in the art of speechcraft, something that even South Park had to acknowledge humorously when they labeled him the master debater, as you say. And of course, that was a joke that he loved. He was also able to laugh at himself. And so, yeah, it's sad what happened, and it's terrible that people are celebrating his brutal assassination. But it is also, I think, like you said, turning many people off, and now the tides are changing. The winds are changing, and it's not favoring that kind of rhetoric anymore, which I think is for the better. Thanks for coming on the show, Brian.
Thanks, Ethan.
Stay tuned to 93 WIBC. We've got more on the way.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-929. That's 317-660-929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-929. That's 660-929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wells Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
Prescription opioids can be addictive and dangerous.
Opioid pain medication took everything that I had. Nothing mattered more than getting my fix. I was on the verge of being homeless. My house was being foreclosed on. Knowing that it could have been prevented makes it worse. It just takes one.
Prescription opioids. It only takes a little to lose a lot. Visit cdc.gov/RxAwareness.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Snap it. Send it. Hear it. Your photos, your video, your voice on WIBC. Join the text club by texting WIBC to 317-239-9393.
Lone Star shine down on my hometown. Fill my memory, light my way.
You're listening to Saturday Night on the Circle on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final segment of tonight's edition of Saturday Night on the Circle. And if you missed a moment of the show, catch the podcast on WIBC.com or my personal podcasting page, Saturday Night on the Circle.fireside.fm. For the final segment this week, I wanted to revisit what has become one of my favorite recurring segments, being Antique Show and Tell with Terry Stacy, Danny Smith, and Kylan Talley. Usually, it's just me out there sharing some of my toys in my collection, but this week was a bit of a treat because Terry and Denny had stuff that they wanted to share, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, so I'm Terry. That's Denny. Kylan is here. And Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle is here with us, too. We saw him yesterday at the World Food Championships. Did you enjoy the experience, my friend?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I went
food.
with the first year when they came here last year.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna make it for this one.
I like
didn't like
food
the
sport.
layout as good, though, because
No.
they had the competition arenas off to the one side, and last year it was divided on either side with the red carpet running up the middle, and then the presentation table right up there in the middle.
Did you go
I
into
thought
the
that was
chili?
much better.
Did you go into the chili parlor?
I
walked in there,
Chili
my
building.
eyes exploded. I mean, the chili powder in the air. I couldn't go any farther. It was hot.
A lot of chili powder
Man.
here in the Blue Ribbon Pavilion. Yeah, if you're headed out there today, there's still some competition. Final table is today, and go to worldfoodchampionships.com if you want to head out, and it's happening now. Ethan Hatcher is here, and we like to do the first day show and tell. And you have brought us a metal beetle.
Yes, he is a German toy from Ernst Paul Lehmann. And he was a renowned manufacturer for tin lithograph toys, mechanical toys, and the best ones were made in Germany. He's about 115 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
And
you can see him on YouTube if
Wait a
you're
minute.
watching.
It looks like he's going to work.
Because he's he's a clockwork thing.
Oh,
So
so
we
you
gotta
wind
wind
it
him
like a
up.
clock on the bottom of the beetle. Does he work? Oh, and his wings flap, and it's super
Oh my
neat.
gosh, that's cool. I thought it was a dung beetle, but this is really pretty cool.
Well, yeah,
That is
he's a
cool.
scarab, and look, and see, he still goes.
And it's after 150
110
years.
110 years.
110 years.
And he
That's
still
amazing.
works. Yeah.
I
Wow.
love it. What made you want this one?
Because he's so neat. Because, I mean, like, I saw this online, and the seller really wanted too much for it, so I had to talk her down by about half, because she really had this thing significantly overpriced. But I got it for an acceptable bargain.
Well, don't tell us the price yet, because Terry and I also have show and tell today.
We do. We
Ooh,
want to
very
show,
exciting.
and then
You wanna go
Kylan
fir-
is
you
going
wanna
to.
go first?
Kylan is going to have make believe money, and she's going to tell us which
I'm
one is
doing
worth the
what?
most, and she's going to buy it.
All right,
Make-believe
so
money.
We can even swap.
Can we call
can
them-
swap things.
Can we call them tally bucks?
tally, but okay, there we go. Tally ho.
We've given her. She has
All
a
right,
million tally bucks.
This is a plumber's torch from the 1930s, and this is what my grandfather, Walter William Clark, used. And what we do is we put white gas in the barrel here, and we pump it up, okay? So it's pressurized just like it would be a camp stove. We would put kerosene in this little trough right here.
Yeah.
Or if we didn't have kerosene, we would just take a piece of paper. And everybody had matches back then, so we'd light. And then we'd get this going. This is pressurized. And then you would stand way the hell back, and you would open up this thing, and then it would shoot out this blue flame. And that was our torch.
Wow.
And then we used tinning irons like this, and we would actually lay our tinning iron on there to get heated up. And then so you'd use one tinning iron, pull this one off, put the other tinning iron on. So you always had a tinning iron.
Okay.
that was
Now this
hot.
part you're going to have to explain to me, Denny. What's a tinning iron? Is this what you're using for like soldering in plumbing?
It's soldering, putting two pieces of metal together with another metal. We can put two pieces of copper together with a tin antimony amalgam.
Okay.
We'd have to flux it. We could also use this for sheet metal because many times sheet metal we weren't able to press it, and so we would solder it down. But it's an amazing thing. I have never used it.
I'm glad you have it, though. I'm
Yeah,
glad you really do have it.
Now I'll go ahead and spill the beans. Ethan, what do you think this is worth?
What? You're going to say?
Wait, Joey, what are you doing?
Well, because he's the antique.
Oh,
expert.
you're just going to ask him what he
Yeah.
thinks it's worth. Okay.
I think about $250. Am I in the ballpark? With the tinning iron, maybe a little more, because
bit
I've
more.
never seen that.
Okay, Terry Lynn, now it's your turn.
Okay, so what I have for you today is something that truly is priceless, and
Yeah, bring it
looking
over here,
at.
'cause
Okay,
you're not-
I'm coming. Here I come. I'm going to show you. Or Denny, you can take it over.
What you got?
I have for you today a Spiro Agnew watch, as well as a Dick Nixon watch, which were given to me many, many years ago, and my grandmother Condra gave them. Grandma Condra gave them to me, and they are valued at probably right around. And I'm just throwing this out here until I look, but I believe they're worth $750,000
Oh, get out of here.
together. I would sell them together.
No, well, Spiro Agnew's a real fat boy. I don't know if you can see this. And then Tricky Dick. By the way, I was this on the Republican Student Committee representing him in 1964, I think,
Dick
when he
Nixon?
was Dick Nixon. Yeah. And
You were supporting him.
I know.
Were you
I was-
handing
I
out
was crazy.
pamphlets? Were you?
Shut up, Terry. All right. So how much we got to take? Okay. Wait. What do you think?
Ethan, the value of the Dick Nixon and the Spiro Agnew watch together, selling them together.
Usually political memorabilia isn't
Right.
super expensive. I'm
That's
going
right.
to say like maybe $150 for the pair.
$150 for the pair. All right, so Kylan.
Denny, can you hold up the torch again
The
to
torch
the live
again.
stream?
Yes. There we go.
Yes, I was missing the camera. That's on me, live stream. My
Oh, that's all
apologies.
right.
There you go. So
Pretty
there's
cool.
this.
I
there's
like
this,
the Dick
thing.
Nixon. I am not a crook.
These are caricatures of them on these watch faces. And one has a plastic wristband, and the other
And it is really
is missing the
plastic.
necklace.
I'm sure.
Portion of it.
I'm probably sure it's part of the global warming issue.
I don't know. Okay,
Terry,
so
I'm
Kylan,
kind
what
of
do you think?
disappointed in your watches.
What?
Because
Yeah, they're pretty mangy.
for them not being 115 years old like Ethan's.
Ethan's
and
got a
yours aren't
cold, and I
working?
was more afraid to touch the watch than Ethan. Okay, so I'll go first.
Okay.
The tinning iron is worth $15. I went on eBay for this. And I'm going $15. I've carried this from Grandpa Clark forever. All right, and this.
So funny how we think everything's worth so much money.
There are a lot of them on eBay, but this one is probably worth $45 to $50.
Okay.
Really?
So grand total, I got $65 here, kids.
Okay.
I way overestimated that then.
Yeah, but me
Well,
too.
also
I would
But it's in good condition.
It's in great condition.
How much do you
I
think the
the
Beetle
condition,
is?
condition factors in because usually when I see these things going for cheap, they're all beat up.
Yeah.
They've got like patina all over them.
They have squished ones too. They have narrow ones for to work into tight spaces. All right, so I'll guess on the Scarab Beetle here. Knowing that Ethan is tighter than the skin on a watermelon, I'm going to guess he paid no more than $250 for that.
That's a pretty good guess, I'll bet you. Kylan, what would you think the Spiro Agnew watch and the Dick Nixon
I'd be
watch
embarrassed
is
to ask
worth?
people about that. I wouldn't give you more than $40 for it.
I really think, Kylan, this is how we think, is
Yeah.
that our stuff is worth so much money.
more.
These things that we've held on to
Do you remember
for
what's-
childhood, and
do you-
they're just not.
do you
This
remember
is
the
worth
quote
this is
that-
worth $35 and $45 for those two watches.
Really?
It's
Do you know
worth-
do you know what Spiro Agnew is known for? For calling the press the nattering nabobs of negativity. That's how he addressed the press. Nattering nabobs of
Spiro
negativity.
Agnew. Has there ever been
So
another Spiro
you got
Agnew?
You got
Did
$70 here?
Yeah, that's about it. But Spiro, the name Spiro, you just don't hear that in new babies anymore.
He was a governor,
Look
but
at
he
little
turned out to be a
Spiro.
All right, how much is a beetle?
I paid $400 for him.
$400.
Yeah, for the mechanical beetle.
Well, you're not as tight as I thought you were.
Oh,
Well, I'm willing to pay for things that I like,
Yeah.
and the fact that he still works, I think, is just so cool to watch him in action.
It's pretty cool.
That
I
really
like
is
it.
cool.
That's so neat.
Yeah.
And that's why I bought him, because he's
Of
just
course.
so neat.
Well,
I like unique things. And then the fact that he's still working, the paint's all there, it's still in good condition. It's not like totally grimy and rusted out and been rubbed out.
You
He's
have
still.
you have a better story than I do.
I
And
got
Terry's, I don't know, that came out of a mange closet. I don't know.
Those were Christmas presents each year, and I love them dearly, and I will not part with them. All right. Hey, thank you, Nathan.
Nathan. You can't settle on one, can
I've
you?
only got one eye.
Just call him Leroy.
Oh,
Thank
by
you
the
for
way, can I
coming
say
in.
you teased us with this bloody eye, but then you didn't put it on
Oh.
camera? This was
No,
a perfect opportunity. It's Halloween season,
too-
Terry. You can say that it's a Halloween
I
costume.
didn't think about that,
That was
part of
really
it.
Yeah.
good.
yeah, it's
I just knew
makeup.
it was oozing, and I didn't,
I didn't
think
know you
anybody
were
wanted
that good
to
of
see
a
that.
liar. Ethan, way to go.
All right, we've got food news coming up. Ethan, stick around because we're going to taste something that has never been actually out on the market yet. We got them from Chicago.
Oh, weed
Kylan found 'em.
brownies.
Well,
Oh
you
my
just
gosh.
don't, I don't
Wow.
know.
I mean, I
Kylan
guess
picked
it's
them
You're
up.
a
probably
sick
off the market
dude,
for sure.
man.
That's all the time I've got for this week's edition of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me on a Saturday evening, and let's all send a special shout out to producer Jack for doing the hard work, pushing the buttons, and being an excellent producer for these many months. I really appreciate your hard work, man. In the meantime, I'll leave you with my parting words of wisdom. Wherever you are, whoever you're with, and whatever you're doing, remember that life is a state of mind. And I'll see you next time.
is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 7-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you. The Indianapolis real estate market is strong, but not easy. Now is a great time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home like Mark Dietl Realty. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will